Hey, Will Snipe Seller here. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. I'm looking at the micro NASDAQ right now. This is kind of where I was operating today. Looking at the daily here, this is our weekly volume imbalance, and I end up looking for a short today after we traded down. I was kind of targeting this H1 fair value gap. After I looked back at the trade, well, I'll kind of go into some more details here, but my initial thought was we took out previous day's highs right here, and then we displaced under this. We actually closed underneath this bullish candle here. So I was looking for shorts to go down here and even down to our H1 fair value gap. I'm going to pull over the dollar here. So looking at the dollar on the daily, I noticed that we traded down into this daily fair value gap and we basically rejected off of that. So I was thinking bullish today for the dollar and bearish for the other indices. So we're still looking to trade up to this daily volume imbalance. I want to see this kind of filled in. So still bullish on the dollar. I don't know if anyone else has been having this trouble, but I mean we've been kind of consolidating in here. So using the dollar as kind of like your bias, it's been kind of pretty tough for the past few weeks, couple months. When we were taught that, if we're expecting higher prices on the dollar, we should be expecting lower on everything else. So I don't know if that's just how it is right now, but I think I've kind of been struggling with that a little bit. Pulling over my three indices. So I noted that we had a SMT at 940-ish, where we didn't take out the 830 highs, but we did on NASDAQ. So this was looking weak for me today. So I was planning to see if the NASDAQ would start to kind of follow trend with YM and ES, but that really wasn't the case for when I was trying to do the entry. So that was the SMT that I noted. So we went up. We took previous day's highs. At the time when I entered, this candle here was basically it was like all the way black. Let's go to, let me just expand this out. Let's go down to 1 minute. I think that's what I was operating on today. So we went down. I noted here, let me go back to the 5 minute real quick. So this was after the fact. So I noted a 5 minute fair value gap that we traded into. I was looking at this on a 15 minute. So we had this 5 minute fair value gap and we basically filled it in pretty nicely. I was looking at a 15 minute and I didn't see this 5 minute fair value gap here where it found that support. So I was looking, this was just like my initial thought that this was just a run on stops, and we would go up, take buy side, and then reverse back down. That was my idea here. We had this 1 hour fair value gap that was not filled in. So that was my initial target. It looked like we weren't going to take this any lower after, I was just expecting this to be cleared out and then come back down, using that paired with the actual dollar. So going down to the 1 minute, and I didn't touch it the rest of the day. I was like, from this action this morning, I was not interested at all. So we came up. This was my sweep on buy side. Nice movement lower. That's telling me that we're rejecting off of that. We weren't able to stay above this. So we had this 5 minute fair value gap, and we came up. We took out any stops here, and we basically stopped at about consequent encroachment of this So that was all kind of bearish for me. And then we had this break in market structure, and I just entered at about 50% of this 1 minute with my stop above this candle here. So this 1 minute fair value gap. And if that took it, that basically invalidates my trade, which it was. It ended up going much higher throughout the day. So yeah, so that was the trade that I tried to enter. After I got in, I was looking at price to stay. I was willing to let it come up into here again, into this 5 minute, but I was waiting for this to reject lower, and that didn't happen while I was watching the ES and the YM. So yeah, I'm not upset with the trade that I took. It's kind of follows my rules. I was on the wrong side of it today, and even ICT said the markets are pretty sloppy right now. So probably just shouldn't have taken a trade at all, but it is what it is. So we will go into the actual trade review. All right, so here we are. It's right at 10. So I was waiting to trade at 10 with the news. So just noting these levels on the micro, just because I didn't have anything. I didn't have everything outlined. So just noting that 5 minute fair value gap. We have our market structure here. I'm just kind of outlining 50%, and just taking a look at ES, and it looks much weaker. So yesterday I hesitated on taking a trade, and today I just decided to just pull the trigger, put my stop where it makes sense, where my idea would be invalidated. So you can see I just outlined that H1 fair value gap. We're tagged in, and I'm basically willing to let this come up and back into that M5 fair value gap. If you were looking on the bottom left, I'm just noting that SMT with YM and ES, we weren't, NASDAQ, I was anticipating that this was just a run on a buy side, but that isn't what happened today. So just kind of cycling through some of the time frames, just waiting. And yeah, I'm not moving, I didn't move my stop or anything. I'm just letting my risk be the risk here. And so I think this is the last movement down before it ends up going higher and tagging me out. So yeah, probably not the best day to trade, but I didn't take any trades on Monday. I was kind of waiting for that to kind of open up. But once we took that previous day high and we had that displacement lower, is what I was considering on the M5. That was my idea for going short here. And then you can see we're just popping up above the previous day high, and then we shoot through that. So I took my screenshot, and yeah, that's the trade. It ends up going up higher throughout the rest of the day, then comes right back down to this area at the end of the day. But we will go into the... All right, here we are, TopStep Dashboard. We're currently at 904.28 and minus 302.16 for the day today. Just the one trade right here, May 16th, 13-minute trade, minus 302. So that's all we have for that. Our TopStep trade log, here's our entry. We 1016 MNQ went short, 4 contracts, minus 302.16. We had buy stops taken, displacement. We had a fair value gap, mitigation, and a breaker. We're just on the wrong side, doing this as a B setup. And then we just basically had our stop loss. It was about a 1-to-1. And then we have our screenshot here. So here's the day-to-day, minus 302. And here's the original screenshot once I was stopped out. So yeah, this is it. And then looking at our calendar, We have the housing starts and permits at 8:30 tomorrow, so we do have a news event. On Thursday, we have jobless claims, Philadelphia Fed at 8:30, existing home sales at 10. So we do have some extra news, and then Powell speaks at 11 on Friday. So, which I don't really know what this is, but he's speaking. So I'm sure there's going to be. If he's speaking, we may see consolidation on Thursday. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. We'll kind of see. I'm not sure what the actual protocol is, just because I don't know what he's speaking about. It doesn't really say, so I might have to do some more digging on it. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll check back in the next time we take a trade.